Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam, sir. In the most holy name of Allah, the all-wise, the true and living God, the one who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, let me greet the believers with the nation's greetings of peace and of paradise. Assalamu alaikum. I want to bring you the greetings from the brothers of the Greaterford State Correctional Institution. I was there yesterday with those brothers and we had the feast. And I got to tell you, 150 men. 150 men came down strong. We had a beautiful time. Praise Allah. And the sisters cooked up bean pies for the brothers. And they don't get to eat good like that there. You know what I'm saying? And they just were excited. It was just an awesome day. More food on my plate than I could dream of eating. And I just thank Allah for all that He does for me. I understand that a lot of things that we enjoy here, a lot of people are just unable to enjoy. You see? And we can't take for granted the blessings that Allah bestows upon us. You always want more help. You always want more support. But you know what we better be about the business of doing? Thanking Allah for the help that we get. I want to say that the fast is going very well. I see all the believers, I'm looking at them, slim down, different things going on here, But I'm looking at the shine on you more than anything else. And I see life. You know what I mean? I see life. The fact that you are trying to live, that's very important. I don't care what kind of life you have in this universe, it tries to live. Am I right or wrong? You can take a little fly. If you pluck his wings, you think he's going to die? No, he's going to try to crawl away, hope he can live. Am I right or wrong? That by nature, everything that's alive here wants to live. You take a worm and pull it apart, it goes in two directions, trying to heal up and live. Am I right or wrong? Am I right? No matter what you approach, they want life. They don't want to just be hurt, injured, look like they ain't going to make it. They want life. And that's why these teachers are called the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. They're not teaching you about death. These teachers are giving you life. And that life that is given you is something that will keep you from stumbling and falling as you go about the business of being the kind of Muslim the most honorable Elijah Muhammad wants us to be. Yes, sir. Ingrained in you, those of you who have studied, those of you who know the teachings, ingrained in you is a struggle for life. Yes, do you understand? Sometimes we can go so far back that we're other than ourselves. Right. But a little light always come on, don't it? Right. Some come say, hey, you kind of going too far now. Right or wrong? Hey, little light comes on for you, right? Wake up. Don't go to sleep. Don't get to sleep. See, you ever heard the saying, if you want to see God laugh, tell him about your plans. You ever heard that before? If you really want to see God bust out laughing, and just tell God what your plans are, and you'll see that He's looking at you like, it's such a trivial thing. But see, what's a trifle to you, you know what I'm saying? It's very, very significant to Allah in His eyes. You see, things that we think don't mean nothing mean a lot to God. The way you come before Him, the way you represent yourself, your word, your very word is life. Do you understand? If you give your word, this is why we say, keep your word if you give it. Do you understand? Because if you don't keep your word, what? That's no good. I mean, that's not worth anything. Right or wrong? Right. That's right. You don't need tons and tons of believers. It would be nice. Am I right? It would be nice. But what you need is the steadfast believer. Those who are willing to go the extra mile. You see, You remember me giving you the story of Gideon from the scriptures?
Yes, sir.
Remember we talked about how Gideon was the least in his father's house? Nobody looked up to Gideon. They just thought Gideon was like, why bother with Gideon, man? He ain't nothing to deal with. Am I right or wrong? Gideon, when the angel of the Lord came to him and told him, Gideon, you mighty man of valor, the Lord wants to use you to save your people from the Midianites. Remember his reply? Why me? I'm the least one in my father's house. All the people you could come to with this. Why me? It's because Allah chooses who he pleases.
That's right.
It's not what we want to choose. Allah chooses who he pleases. And it goes, now you'll find this scripture in the book of Judges. If you start around chapter 6, you'll get it. Said that when it started out, Gideon had 5,000 men. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
They're all talking, yeah, I'm with it, I'm a believer, I'm a soldier, I'm a fighter, I'm with the Lord. They'll back up off the Lord. I'll rumble for that. I mean, they was really portraying themselves what? As believers, right? But then, a very simple thing the Lord told Gideon. He said, I want you to ask them a sequence of questions. And when you ask those questions, you're going to find out it's not really 5,000 people there with you. It's very few. First thing he told the people, he said, listen, it might be dangerous. That's the first thing the Lord told them. It might be dangerous. He didn't lost more than half right then. Dangerous? Well, I think we better be getting in. It's getting a little late. I promised the wife. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? I got things to do. I got to get up early in the morning. Do you follow me? Cotton's in. You understand what I'm saying? Lost more than half right there. Right. So Gideon, the next question I want you to ask them is I want you to take all of them down by the river. And I want you to tell them to drink from the river. But those who lap the water up like a dog, they are the ones, Gideon, that we're going to use. Those that are dainty at getting this water, they got to go down, they don't want to get water on them. You know what I'm talking about? Little soft thing going down there to get the water. He said, we ain't using none of them. The ones that lap that water up like dogs, that's going to be our men. Now, the messenger teaches us what? He said water represents wisdom. Right. Am I right? And the very blood of life is water. You don't get no blood without water. And insects don't get the juice that's in them without water. Am I right or wrong? Nothing happening without water. Well, he watched them go down. They went down to the river. Started out with 5,000. Said some of them went down, they went down dainty. Oh, I can't go to the bank, it's slippery, They went down with all kinds of excuses. But some of them ran right down. The Lord said do it. They ran down, jumped in the water, lapped it up like dogs, Said when it was finished, Gideon had 300. That's a long ways from 5,000 there. Well, this is why I say to you, strength don't depend on numbers. It's written right in the Holy Quran. It's about the firmness, the steadfastness of the believer. Do y'all follow what I'm saying? The believer is key. You'll find that if you have a believer, they don't care nothing about the circumstances, right or wrong. You know and I know we've come into this temple after the hardships and the trials we've been through. We've come into this temple and many of people would have gave up. Am I right or wrong? Brother Minister Shabazz, you seen it when you came years ago when the real drama came and it looked like it was over, didn't it? That's why they say don't count people out.
That's right.
Allah, He is the best of planners. He knows best. He will tell people, hey, Allah, what's going to work, what's not going to work. Do you see what I'm saying? And all of us, we are in a struggle to survive ourselves.
That's right.
Right? We're in the time of the demise of this devil. This devil is on his way out. The question is, And excuse me for coughing. The question is, will you go out with him?
Right.
See? Because he likes company. Am I right or wrong? Oh, the devil likes company. In fact, they say, you heard the saying, misery what? Loves company. Right? And the devil is very miserable right now. Didn't you see it on the news yesterday? So, man, we super hurricane Sandy, superstorm Sandy came through here. We still messed up here. We don't have nothing. They're walking around showing you, our brother is doing us like this. You see, our brother, he don't give us this. We supposed to be fixed up. Where they at? You know, we need money. They need to stop playing down there in the big White House. Yeah, they need to stop playing, you know. Come, help us. You see, our brother don't love us. Now, if he won't help his own brother in a time of crisis, what do you think you're going to get from him when Allah pop him real hard in the backside? What you think he's going to do for you? He won't even help his own brother. His brother's over there right now, been thrown back to the dark ages, right? Praying for a candle or something he can light at night to see. Am I right or wrong? He's not going to help you. Am I right? This is why we got to come together as believers. We got to stick together as believers. Do you understand? If we don't stick together as believers, we won't have much. It breaks your heart, I know, when you see believers that should be here, but they're not here. It breaks your heart. When believers make promises to you that they don't keep, it breaks your heart. You know, you're counting on them to do things that they don't do. I mean, doesn't that hurt? You know, it's hard to build like that. Am I right? People feel that they're not needed. We need everybody here. Am I right or wrong? There's no saying, praise the Lord, that, you know, I can take time off, they won't miss me. You know, there's enough there. No. We need everybody. Y'all follow what I'm saying? If you was measuring out money, right, and everybody had something to put on your stack, you wouldn't want nobody to stay away, would you? Right. You get all them people in there, they have money for me, right? Get them all in there. They are missed. I missed them. They need to get in there to finish my stack. Am I right or wrong? The same thing applies spiritually. Right? Same thing applies spiritually. The reason it's hard for many believers, and I hear many believers say it's so hard, it's because some people are ducking out on their duty. And it's making it hard for believers who hold their ground to stand their duty. Am I right or wrong? It gets tough because without the help, it's a hard climb. Now, I'm not saying these things to spank anyone or be nasty or mean-spirited to anyone. I'm saying these things so that we can open our eyes up and see what we have to do. We're doing fine, y'all. We're building. The Messenger's followers are coming up. You don't think Minister Shabazz would come all the way down the highway like he did if the Messenger's program wasn't coming up, do you? He don't waste his time coming down the highway and all that to come, you understand? It's because he sees something and he knows that it's a blessed thing that he sees. We have to understand that Allah is elevating us. You know what the problem is? It's like children who have been having all their lives. They become spoiled. You know what I mean? They think that because daddy's rich, nothing matters. You know what I mean? If I wreck this Benz, daddy will get me another. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Nothing matters because daddy got it covered. We are like that because we've been blessed to be in a temple. We are taking it what? For granted. Am I right or wrong? We think sometimes the temple ain't much, or I don't need the show, but to be honest with you, Allah gives blessings, but He can take them away. You see, praise the Allah. We have to understand that. He's a just God. He's fair. Right? Everything that He does for us is for our elevation. Am I right? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said this. First, he said, "I won't be coming back to look over the staff." What does that say to you? What does that tell you? If he's telling you out of his own mouth, "I won't be coming back to look over the staff," that's letting you know he can pass. But he taught us anyway. Right? God lives and dies. Right? What are we doing expecting the messenger to just live forever? We shouldn't. We shouldn't. We should respect what he taught us. Am I right? Now, if you want to hold on, because, in families when there's someone that passed, there is people that can't let go. Am I right or wrong? There's people who, they need to hold on and say, oh, he ain't going for real. She ain't going for real. She'll be back. Am I right? That ain't them in the casket. Am I right or wrong? That's something else. It ain't, oh, no, granddaddy's still here. I know it ain't him. Do you understand? Well, in the Nation of Islam, we have the same thing. Right or wrong? Everybody didn't handle the messages passing well. Some people need to act like he's still walking amongst us. You know what I mean? In order to do what they do. But if you are a believer, you trust in him. You trust in his word. You trust in what he said God told him. And you know that what he said is, I won't be coming back. You know what I mean? If I should die, don't you turn back on your heels. You carry on the work just the same. If he's saying all these things to you, I mean, why would you continue, you know what I mean, to say it? And then even families where the deceased has been gone for a long period of time, they usually get over it. Am I right? Over time, they usually get over it. They usually come and say, well, I guess it's true. Because he would have been in that rocking chair by now. He would have been doing what he do by now. It must be true. Well, we know in our hearts, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, if he's going to live, he's got to live through us. Do you understand? His word will have to live through us. Do you follow what I'm saying? His program will have to live through us. The word of God that he received from the mouth of God will have to live through us. Nobody else is going to do it. Don't be expecting them. See, they are dead. Our people are the proverbial Lazarus. You understand? Remember, and Jesus is not spooky. Do y'all know that? Yes, sir. Remember when Mary and Martha, you remember? Martha ran out to meet him. She said, Lord, if you had been here, our brother wouldn't have died. Right? And Jesus said, well, he told the disciples, he's just sleeping. He ain't really dead. He's just sleeping. But then you remember he talked directly to God. He said, Lord, I'm just saying this stuff for the people around here. Because I know you bless me and do what I ask you to do all the time. But I'm saying it like this, that I might encourage these people. They have not yet gotten to the place that they understand man is God. I'm saying it for them so that, they can believe. Do you see what? He wasn't spooky like that. You see? So we have to be wise enough not to become spooked out. Like, do for self. Is that the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Do for self. That's why we are sitting here in the middle of January teaching the Messengers program. That's why our brother has come down the line through the highway to be with us. That's why we're going to feast after fasting for Ramadan, and I'm going to tear it up. And that's why everything is real. Praise the Lord. Everything is real. We have to understand that. In time, we'll have more people. We get people all the time. There's Muslims that should be here right now. And they'll probably be here next week. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some come, some go. But I thank Allah for what He do. And it's a shame they didn't come for the feast. But I fasted for 30 days. All praise is due to Allah. And I'm going to enjoy it. And I hope and pray that you enjoy it as well. We're going to shorten the lecture today. We're not going to go too far. I need to know if the sisters are ready for us. Do you know if things are prepared yet? Or do we need more time? Could you check? Because, we want to enjoy the feast. And we want to break bread together, especially I see my brother came back, and I always appreciate to see you, brother, And we are going to just break bread, relax, enjoy ourselves, and share, around the tables. And sisters are preparing some really nice stuff, bean pies in there, y'all. Bean pies in there. See what a mighty God we serve. Huh? I mean, think about what I'm saying. All this going down in the temple. That a brother who proved himself to be credited, or his word has no credibility, say we was teaching from a garage or something like that. Oh yeah. I don't forget people when they mistreat us, say bad about face kiss us. Brother he said that, and he was speaking of a lot of the temples, not just our temple, because a lot of the brothers do have locations that are like, storefronts and affixed to low one-story buildings and things. Yeah, he made the comment. He told this minister who he was pumping up, he said, I had no idea they was teaching out of garages, brother. And we come to find out later on, the man didn't even believe. I don't even have to tell you who it is, do I? Man didn't even believe. Come to find out later on what? When he's interrogated, he say, I didn't put any of this stuff on my website. Who put this on my website? I didn't do it. Oh my God. It must have been a designer, the web designer. He's trying to play everybody. But the devil was shocked. He said, no, this says the coalition for the remembrance, right? Of Elijah. Isn't that what he said? Did y'all see the interrogation? The devil said, no. He said, this is the truth. You stand on it. You ain't getting away with that. And the whole nation couldn't believe it. Because the direct question was asked, do you believe in the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad? You know what he said, right? How many brothers and sisters know what was said? He denied it. I don't believe that. Did you understand? But we teaching out of garages. I don't forget things like that. It means something to me. You see? Not that I'm a vengeful brother or anything like that. Y'all know me. I'm not like that. But you can't just let people escape with things that they are trying to do. Because we struggle too hard as righteous, true believers for the nickels, the pennies, the dimes, the sacrificing of our time, the hardcore belief that we have to make it survive, to putting our arms around one another at times of weakness. We go through too much to let things like that just happen. Am I right or wrong? Listen, we're a good, strong temple. Allah is blessing us. We just have to hold our ground, keep on building, and I know that everything we search for and want, it'll be blessed. We need to give a time frame? 10 minutes. Okay, all right, we need 10 minutes. I'm sure I can do that. But is everybody with me where I'm at? What I'm saying? We have to be smart, sisters. We have to be smart. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad did not make dumb believers. He did not make stupid followers. And even if you haven't been studying the teachings for years and you know them, they come right back to you, right? Just like the prayers, Am I right? They come right back to you, and you answer questions, you be right on it. Does it make sense? I know this. I know that Savior's Day is coming up. And we're going to do something. We're going to pretty much stay in the temple, because I know it's tough. It's tough to get around different things. Or if we find a location that's reasonable, we'll do that. You know what I mean? But I want to encourage the believer to try to bring someone out, and I need you to get at those believers who are not here. Not attacking them. I'm not talking about mean-spirited. I need you to ask them, why? What happened? We missed you. See, Ramadan and Savior's Day are the two main functions in the nation of Islam. Now, if you are missing Ramadan, feast, and things like that, and you don't make it to Savior's Day, then do y'all follow what I'm saying? That's your main two tenets in what you believe. So, ask them, what happened? Why weren't you there? We missed you. I'm talking about do it with love. I'm not talking about no, I don't believe you, nigga. You understand? How you gonna do us like that? Just rotten. You understand? You could have been there. Not like that. Not like that. You need to do it with kindness, right? Love and compassion for your sister and brother. And pray Allah that whatever happened is something that they can overcome. Am I right? Does it make sense? I need you to keep coming out. I need you to keep encouraging other believers to come out. We're in a hard fight, y'all. We're in a hard fight. Just as hard as we want the temple to be here, we have people who don't want it to be here. Am I right? You know, you got brothers in cities who be right in cities and won't have to minister in that city build.
That's right.
You know, we got a case of one brother that ran, what's that, about 1,200 miles. Man, you know, rather than to help brothers in the city they are in. But going around pretending what? To want unity. But not knowing that the message teaches us what? God sees, He hears, He knows, He walks, right? He rides, am I right? He flies. Some people don't believe that. But when He came in a situation where He tried to promote that unity, He ran into a what they call a flaming sword of fire. You know? And I thank Brother Captain for having his blade like that, you know, because if it wasn't for the righteous catching this kind of behavior, they keep slipping by us. Am I right or wrong? But He caught him. And it was obvious to a duck what the shenanigans was, what the person was up to, what they was trying to do. And as far as we're concerned, when we go to New York City, there's only one temple, number 7. In New York City. Am I right or wrong? One temple, number 7 in New York City. Am I right? And that's the temple that Brother Minister Shabazz is in. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
That's the one that our Brother Minister, Shaheed Muslim Shabazz, is the minister over. As far as we're concerned, praise the Lord. As far as we're concerned, there is no other Muhammad's temple number 7. And I understand you and Minister Isaac work in concert together. Do you see? But other than that, we ain't seeing it. See, we're not going to play the dozen. You know, some people, just to look big in the earth, will promote temples that don't even exist.
That's right.
I'm telling you, it reminds me of the devil back in the day when he was losing. You remember when they were coming to kill all the devils? And 2 or 3 living, they put the dead bodies up on horses with sticks in their back, sitting up looking like they're alive, and they hit the ponies and all of them ride out. Looked like 50 devils rode out, one but 2. Yeah. You understand? Some people are doing that kind of stuff right now, promoting temples. They're promoting temples where nothing exists.
That's right.
You know, and on the internet, in papers, am I right or wrong? Listen, you've seen space junk, right? You know, the NASA and the Russians down over the years that shot all kinds of stuff out in space. A lot of stuff out there is just junk. Yeah, it's out there, but it's junk. Now we got cyberspace junk. You got stuff floating around cyberspace saying it's temples that it don't even exist.
That's right.
It don't, you go there, it's nothing. People say, man, that was 10 years ago. That was there. You understand what I'm saying? We need the truth. A half-truth, what the message to teach us, is worse than a lie. Am I right? Don't bring half the truth. Bring the whole truth. Then now, we can respect that. What we really need is, you know how the devil has the senses? Yeah, I'm going to tell you what we need. I mean, praise be Allah, you know. We need a census. A census taker to go around and see where temples really exist. And right there, no longer exist or existing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Functioning or non-functioning. Right or wrong? Believing body or one person. We need that. Am I right or wrong? Because then we're able to build in a better way because we know we're not wasting our time. I mean, how would you feel if you got your hands on a paper, a Muhammad speech, and you went into the location where it said temples, and you lived in, let's say, Los Angeles, California, but you were going to be, you're coming to the East Coast, you want to visit this temple, you've seen the ones on the West Coast, and you booked airfare, right, or train fare, a bus fare, and you roll 3 days. That's what it takes to get from the West Coast, or in the ground, or you flew in the air for 6 hours or whatever. You understand? How would you feel upon landing, going to the location that the paper said there was a temple there, and you get there, and the people say, a temple? Man, that was 10 years ago. Do you understand? You would be very upset with you.
Yes, sir.
We need a census taker. We need everyone to be who they really are.
That's right.
Then we can build. You follow me? Then we can build. Because if you fool me, I'm thinking you more than you are. Am I right? I would rather see you come out, just have a shirt on, pair of slacks, and say, well, yes, I've been studying, I'm ministering, I'm teaching, but I haven't been able to get a suit yet, and we have use of this area right now, and there's 2 more with me. I would rather see you come out like that. Am I right or wrong? Because that's the truth.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know, well, we go there, it's 3 of them, and so if it's like 10 of us on the road, we can stop and be a real nice meeting, you know? You understand? You can build and judge things better. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
We're in trying times, y'all. We don't need no foolishness. We need the truth. The truth is essential in our development as a nation. Nothing else is going to work for us. Am I right? We can try it, but nothing else is going to work for us. If we go after anything other than the truth, we're backing up a lie. Huh? When we back up a lie, who are we backing up? The devil. You follow? He's the father of lies. Isn't that how it's written? Right? We got to understand what we're doing. I like what I'm seeing. I like the idea that the message is back. And I like the idea that the message is back. I don't like to say with a vengeance, but he's back strong. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And the believers who are following him and studying and listening to him are getting stronger and stronger every day. Yeah, some of the ministers have to struggle. They don't have the big groups, small, but they nevertheless, they endure.
Yes,
You follow? They endure with it. That's important. And no one temple should ever try to be the grand temple. Would y'all agree with that?
yes, sir.
No one temple should ever try to play the part of being the grand temple. That you don't come through this temple, you know, it ain't real, it ain't right. This is a religion, a program, right? A nation. And it consists of all kinds of people, all kinds of temples. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
All kinds of understanding of this truth. The key things that we need to hear from you is what? There is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, and we need to hear that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is his last and greatest messenger. Everything after that, we can rumble about it. Right? We can mix it up about it, because the truth is going to stand on its own, right or wrong. You might say you're the Son of Man, but I tell you what, you better take the messenger's name off of that, because he didn't say you was the Son of Man. Neither did Allah in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, who is the Son of Man, say you is the Son of Man. Am I right or wrong? So we got to look at these things. We're in real tough times, y'all, but hold your ground. Sometimes when it looks like you're going to take off, sometimes you don't get the blast you wanted behind your speed. Sometimes what you was counting on for energy ain't there. Sometimes, you know, it gets a little hairy and tough. But if you hold on, one day your blessings will be there. Remember the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us? He said, years ago, you would have to look hard to see me. Y'all remember reading that? I was down in the mud. Nobody knew who I was, right? But Allah lifted him up. And Allah made him what? More, right? He said we was a big fat zero. Is that what he teach? Before the coming of Master Prophet Muhammad. He said then Master Prophet Muhammad became the one that got in front of us a zero and made us something. You see? And we begin from that point to move forward and excel. And we haven't stopped since. Our momentum got slowed, right? But we picking right back up steam. You know, the way I feel about it is like, you ever see things on wheel when they come down the mountain, they're fast. When they hit the other mountain, going back up, it gets a little slower. But what we know, once it hits the top and go back over, what? Right back off again. Well, we've been climbing up a mountain, y'all, right? We've been climbing up a mountain of hypocrisy, trickery, right? People holding back the messenger's teachings, people trying to do things that they thought would excel them over the messenger. But we're ready now, y'all. The only thing I can tell you is hold on to your hat. Hold on to your hat, because we are about ready to take off, right? Ready to take off. All praise is due to Allah. Listen, I got the sign. The sisters are ready to start serving. Let's relax. Let's have us a good meal. Everybody okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, praise be Allah. We'll do charity. We'll be dismissed from service, and we'll sit down and enjoy this meal.